Hello there and welcome to this day 4 of our crowdfunding campaign to raise the staggering amount of £250,000 by selling lots of these beauties. We're trying to sell 20,000 of these, which will bring us in about the money that we need to complete the movie. So loads of people chipped in yesterday. We are now at 108 mugs as I record this that we sold, so that's brilliant. But apart from the mugs, we've also sold t-shirts, we sold associate producer credits and stuff, so the money's coming in. Thank you all so much. I've been absolutely blown away. We're doing this for 90 days. Well, I'm doing this for 90 days, so you're going to see me for 90 days, but really chuffed. Thank you so much. Now today's video, I was thinking, what can I talk about? And I thought, those of you who have seen Invasion Planet Earth, my previous movie, will know that there's some really epic crowd scenes in there. There's a great scene where the troops are battling the attacking spaceships and crowds of people are running. And I wanted to talk to you about how I got that first crowd on the street of Birmingham, how we did it, because you know, there's things you do in life, and when I look back on that, I'm so proud of that achievement. And it started off, this is probably about 2013. I was really geared up mentally to make the film. I didn't have enough money. I hadn't done any crowdfunding, so I was in this kind of space of like, right, can I do this on my own? Can one man with a camera go out and shoot a movie like Invasion Planet Earth, which at the time seemed like a possibility. So I organised a little crowd shoot in Coventry. I knew one of the guys at the council. I asked if we could shoot this scene in the square in Coventry. And I rang loads of people up, emailed, did this and that. Got about 40 people there one evening. And we had a few redheads, which is lights, and a generator that was real, like one of those petrol ones that chugs power like nobody's business. And we did this scene, and it was all right. The crowds were great, the enthusiasm was there, but it looked a bit small scale. And it wasn't quite the right thing, and I thought, Simon, you can't do this on your own. I had a few people helping me, but it didn't really kind of like work, and I thought, I'm operating a camera, trying to organise the crowds, we're moving the lights around, it didn't really work. So I sat back and thought, how can we do this? So I rang my old mate Gordon Hickey up, the DOP on my first film, and we hadn't spoken for a while, and I said, look, I'm shooting this movie. He said, yeah, I'll come and help you, no problem. And so he said, what do you want to do? And I said, well, we're doing it in bits because we haven't got all the money, but I'm going to shoot this crowd scene, and I'm going to try and get central Birmingham, and crowds of hundreds. And he's like, right, okay. First stop, I went to Film Birmingham, which is this organisation in Birmingham that helps people film. So if you want to film in the city, you go to Film Birmingham, they give you the permission and the various things that you need so you can do it. And they had films like Ready Player One in there recently, and so me, I was just another filmmaker for them. Anyway, the first thing was they allowed me to have the street, the Victoria Square, which is where the fountain is, and the road, Cornwall Road, which sort of leads onto it. So I was like, well, this is great. But then it's like, how are we going to get these extras there? And this became a bit of a serious dilemma. We'd set a date. Gordon was bringing lights and cranes and things. And it's like, how are we going to do this? Now at the time, this is how long ago it was, Twitter and Facebook were relatively new, but they were new to me. They'd probably been out a couple of years, but they were new. So, and I was just starting to get a feel for it. But I had about, 30 people on my members and things. So it wasn't a huge following I had. And then I just started blitzing out. We're doing this shoot on this date. Can you come and get blasted by aliens? Come and be part of it. Come and be part. Meanwhile, my friend Mark, an old schoolmate, jumped on board, and he started tweeting. He started bashing people out. People of Birmingham, attention! Aliens are coming. Help us! Come and be an extra. And we blitzed. And then other people started to pick up and started to retweet it and stuff. So it started going, and then I found I was getting phone calls from taxi drivers like, hey, we'll come. I'll bring my family. So it was building up. And so the date was coming. I knew there were a few people coming. I didn't have a clue how many. And then on the night of the shoot, I got there about 2 hours early, and I remember standing on the street going, oh my God, it's a big area. When you stand there, these are huge, brilliant locations. And I walked around thinking, oh my God, if we only get 30 to 50 people, 60, 100 people, is that really going to look any good? And I got nervous, really nervous. But then as the clock was ticking, as we got nearer and nearer, more and more people started to turn up. And suddenly there's crowds of people in the square. These are all here for the film. And you know what? I'm just amazed. It's just social media. Wow, this is Twitter, Facebook. Anyway, the darkness came. We put the lights on, and now we didn't have drones in these days, so I had no idea of what it looked like from above. And our good man Ian Dangerfield was up in one of the buildings. He was at the top, so he was the only one with the top view looking down. Anyway, there was a crowd of people over there, and I was with a megaphone saying, "Hey, we're going to do this, you're going to do that." And I remember standing there, and somebody filmed this, so I'll include the footage now. We stood there, and I said, "Action."
So roll cameras. One, take one. Here we go, and action!
And this herd of people galloped towards us, and they just kept coming. And you can see from the footage that this just blew my mind. And I found out later on that we had about 900 people there. And what was happening was, when the pubs emptied, everybody was coming out and they were just joining because I was getting everyone to scream. So the sound of this screaming across the city was just brilliant. And so, like, I had a few other camera people out there filming, so we had lots of different angles, and some of them were running with the crowd, and you know, so we tried to cover it as much as we could, and it was just the most phenomenal experience of my life. And I think everybody there absolutely loved it, and you know, that helped to really kind of boost our crowdfunding following as well. So you know, I would say that, you know, if you think you can do something, if you really believe you can do something, and you start telling people, it does come. I believe that things work, and the power of the crowd is just incredible. So anyway, look, this is a really long one, and I'll try and fill it with pictures and photographs and things. But thanks very much for everyone that bought mug yesterday. Tomorrow, I think I'll tell you about how we then got tanks and soldiers into the city as well. It was a completely different shoot. You won't notice that when you see the film. I'll tell you that. But in the meantime, I've had a bit of an idea. So, okay, as you know, we're trying to sell these lovely mugs. Yesterday we sold loads, so I'm going to have a little competition today. I've printed this lovely poster off on our printer. Anyone, basically whoever buys the most mugs today, I'll sign this and I'll pop it in the post to you. I don't know if that's going to be any attractive to anybody, but we need to get the numbers now. We've done phenomenally so far, and I'm absolutely blown away. Thank you, everybody. But whoever buys the most mugs gets this one. Okay, signed, and I'll send it first class as well on Tuesday after. So, thank you very much. It is Easter Saturday. Have a lovely day, folks, and I'll see you tomorrow.